After my Facebook posting last night, a few of you reached out via private message to ask why I'm transferring my use of Photoshop into the Skylum Luminar platform. So I thought I'd take just a quick second. It's so much easier to show you a quick video rather than trying to explain everything in text here on Facebook. So the first reason that I've been looking for an alternative to Photoshop is I'm just tired of saying this, and I'm sure you are too. And what's really frustrating is when I'm working in Photoshop in the middle of the night and I close Photoshop down to open up some other applications and I relaunch Photoshop and I see this. And then there have been several occasions where I go to launch Photoshop and I've registered, and once I've registered, then I see this. And it's not something you want to see in the middle of the night when you're working on a deadline, is see Creative Cloud not responding. I like the fact that with Luminar, I actually own the application. Now there's a few other things that I've learned to like very much about Luminar, and so one of the things that I'm going to share with you here is the way the Luminar application overall works. So I've just simply opened a file here of a real estate shot that we've got, and one of the things that I like is the super clean interface. I don't have it cluttered up with a lot of things. You can clutter it up if you want to, but I'm going to open it up just as it comes straight out of the box. So the first thing that we can do is first of all, notice over here that we have the normal information. It shows that there's no EXIF data in this particular photo. Were there EXIF data, then it would show up here, and I can look at the layers of different components and see what's there. And now we can go in here and choose add filters, and this lets us choose a number of different filters. So these are very similar to the filters that you find in Photoshop. But one of the things that I really like about the way that the filters system works is we can go down here and choose a category of filters. So when we click on categories down here, we have a number of different pieces that have been created for us already by Luminar. And then they have filter packs that you can download for free, and they have filter packs that you can purchase. And one of the things that excited me the most is that I see these aerial photographs that are inspired by DJI. Now DJI did not create these presets, but they are a set of presets that are built just for aerials. So we're going to select that particular one, and you'll notice that this becomes populated with a number of different kinds of looks. So when we click on a look, then that look is immediately applied. Now, one of the easy ways to use this, of course, is that's a little too much of this filter. So instead of coming over and adjusting everything, directly in the preset window, we can just simply reduce the amount of modification that's happened with the image. So I'm a little happier with it right there, but just for fun, let's look at some of the other different types of filters that are there. So click on the details booster. We can see that that's really sharpened up some of the edges. Dramatic, a dreamy, so it's kind of a light blur. Now again, that's a little bit too much, so we can come over here and immediately inside the preset adjust the amount of the preset. Now we can do that over here off to the side too. So if we slide down, you can see in this lower right hand corner we also see filter amount, and we can adjust that piece of it too. So let's move over to golden sunset, and again, a little too much of that sunset coloration. So I really love the speed at which this can work. Now if I need to just work with various aspects of this image as it sits, for example, if we maybe wanted to pop up the bottom end just a little bit, so it's pretty quick and pretty easy to just get to the filter itself and then reset that particular filter back to its 0 point, or remove it completely. It's also got a pretty decent post polarization filter. So as if you've got a polarizer, we can see that really kicking up into the mountains up there in the top. So it's very, very fast, and it's very easy to use. So this is just one of the things I really like overall about the application. One last thing that I'll mention before I close off here is the tool set is really fast and easy to access. So for example, I like my images a little bit wider in aspect ratio, so I'm going to hit the crop tool here, and we can free crop this image pretty quickly, or we can lock the image aspect ratio. And since I want to free crop it, all I'm going to do with this image here is just slide it so there's not quite so much information there. I don't need to have the shadows of the palm trees that are down below. And of course we can stamp those out, but in this particular case I'm not going to let those go. I click on done, it applies the crop, and there I go. There's my image the way that I want to have that set up. Again, all of our various pieces of things that are available to us right there on the sides, so we don't have these annoying pop-ups that are sitting over top of the window, etc. So all in all, that's just some of what I really like about Luminar. Thanks for taking a few seconds to watch.